Hello everyone, my name is AMMAJI DUPPADA. Today I am going to take a demo class on the topic ETL testing. So in the beginning I want to clear few doubts against the terminology that we have used in ETL testing, like whether it is ETL testing tool or concept or software versus BI tools like business intelligence tools. Like, let me write the terminology that we need to be clear in the beginning. There, especially the first thing is ETL testing, or ETL tool, or ETL software, like versus BI, business intelligence tools. Like, so in this we will see what is ETL and all, but in the beginning first, whether it is testing or tool or software. Generally, if you see person to person, they give different definitions. Like ETL, sometimes they refer as testing, ETL sometimes refer as tool, ETL sometimes refer as software. Generally software means here programming will be there and tools will be there. In that, testing also will occur. But coming to tool is like a box. It's a closed box. Tool is a closed box where you can do some operation. Let us say the box have two inputs, like let us say I1 and I2, and some operation will occur in that system, in that closed system, and it will give some output. So this is simply a tool. Tool means it's a box where you can give some inputs and finally you will get some output. But software means you need to design and you need to write a code, and in that also some operation will occur finally and some outcomes will be there. Testing is simply you need to test a data. That is simply a testing. So now whether ETL can be called as testing, can be called as tool, can be called as software, because in that all the things are comprised of. Coming to business intelligence tools. So business intelligence tool, in that ETL testing will come under as a business intelligence tool. We will see later on what it exactly it is. So in this demo, or generally in ETL testing, the DWH concepts are very, very important. DWH means data warehouse concept. So again, this data warehouse is different from generally data store or DBMS. Like, the difference we will see. And in this, one more thing we need to understand in the data warehouse, we follow a sequence and we follow a feedback. So these are the terminologies, one by one we will cover in this demo class. So firstly, before doing all this terminology, general question is why we need to do this? Why we need to understand the ETL testing or tool or software and data warehouse concepts, all these things. So why we need to read it? The fundamental answer is in the business, in all business, like in all industries, most of the loss occurring due to poor data. Generally, the people say like 53% of loss in the business is occurring due to poor data. It means our source is data. Our source is data. It means data can be given or can be collected from different sources. So if the data is poor, it means not accurate, then automatically there will be a big loss for any industry or company. So that loss you need to reduce. For that, all these tools we generally use. In that, ETL testing is also, or ETL tool or concept is also one of the component to reduce the loss for the business. So now, what are the words here I have written? This you can understand from the next terminology that I have explained, that I'm going to explain. So the first in that, let me take data versus information. Data is also an information, but unorganized. Data is also an information. It is a lots of files will be there in this, but it is not generally organized. Then what is the information means? This is unorganized, and coming to information, it is organized data. Organized data can be called as an information. So some other differences I will give here. OLTP, online transactional processing. OLAP, online application processing. So here OLTP generally come under data. OLAP comes under information. It means from data to information, some filtering will be there. Some filtering will be there. It means data is generally available in lots. When you filter, when you make it organized, then you will get information that is useful for the business, that you can give as a report. In the same way, OLTP, online transactional program processing, is a data. It means it collects all type of information. When you filter it, when you apply filtering, it means after doing so many processes, finally you will reach OLAP, that is called information. In the same way, we get another word, ODS, operational data storage. It means here also, in ODS also, what will be there? Data will be there. After filtering, by doing some techniques or by modeling, of course, there are another modeling techniques will be there in the coming sessions, it will come. So after in the ODS to DWH, data warehouse. It means the data collected in ODS, if you apply filtering, it means if you do some changes, and then you will get information in DWH. So simply now I can say the DWH means a system or a concept that can be collected or get an organized or structured data or information from the given data that is collected in ODS. So that is simply I can say DWH, data warehouse concept. So remember, data warehouse is a concept to get a structured data or an organized data from unorganized data. So generally I said already, organized data can be called as information in this case. Now, generally data also have two types. Generally we represent homogeneous, heterogeneous, like homogeneous and heterogeneous. So what is homogeneous means? Generally the data which is more adaptable or more similar. Heterogeneous means the data, each data or each file you are collected is different from one another. That is what generally we represent two types of data, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Now we will go to explain block diagram of whole ETL testing to like block diagram. In this, all these terminologies will come. So far we have come across many terminologies, and definitely I can say there are much similarity between them. That's why generally, in order to understand, some difficulty will be there. Now, in this block diagram, after seeing this block diagram, it will be very clear of all the terminology so far we have come across. So the thing is, first let me take 3 blocks. First block is generally this box generally we closed. Why? Because in the inside of that box, some system will be there, some processing will be there. So the first thing is ODS, operational data store. The second box I give you like staging area. Staging area. The third box is like DWH. Data warehouse. See, now I told you in the beginning, we generally work on data. So data as a source, that is the fundamental input in this whole block diagram or in this whole testing. If you really understand this block diagram exactly, you can understand the whole testing tool is very, very simple. So now ODS is operational data store. It means the data it will store to do some operations. Here also some changes will be there. So what is the inputs like? See, the first input you may collect from some app. So generally that is called app data or application data. As I said just now, the data may be OLTP. It means online transactional processing. It means, let us say, transactional processing means, let us say, if you take any big industry, merchant industry, how many transactions they do every day, and how many customers, how much amount they collected. It's like everyday transactions, right? So that is OLTP data that can be stored in ODS, and you can give some Excel files. So Excel files also as an input you can give, and you can give some flat data also. So these are the input data, and heterogeneous, because OLTP is different from app data, is different from Excel, is different from flat data. It means heterogeneous data I am giving to ODS. So the whole data here, what I am giving, I am extracting data from app data, OLTP data, Excel data, flat data, and storing in ODS, operational data store. Now, this operational data store is connected to staging area after some changes. After some changes, you can do some filtering also. It means you are doing some filtering or something, whatever you call, some changes. So in the ODS data, if you do some changes, then you will get some data in staging area. It means after some changes, you have some other data, or more, maybe it is like information I can say, because data is very, very big. But coming to staging area, there you can give some conclusions out of the information obtained at different staging areas. See, here staging area may not be one. It may be 1, 2, 3, 4, many, like staging areas are different. So it means staging area will have some information out of the data that you are collected in ODS. After that, you need to load this data. You have to feed this data to DWH. DWH means, I told you already, data warehouse concept. So in this data warehouse means more organized, more structured data you will receive in this DWH. So once the data is ready, you can give reports to the client or the business clients. You can give dashboards. You can give data for analysis. Analytical data you can give. That's why DWH means generally, I can give you another simple difference from DWH to DBMS. DBMS is like non-analytical data. DWH means analytical data. It means the reports are ready. you can give some conclusions what generally the business client asked. So that is DWH. Now I give renaming coming to ETL. So in this, the first thing is you need to extract data. So that is what actually happening here. You are extracting data from different sources like app data, OLTP data, Excel data, flat data. These are, I can say, heterogeneous because I'm not taking all the data that is called homogeneous or similar. So heterogeneous data I am extracting and I am storing in operational data store. So that is the first term in ETL, extract. Then the second term is transfer. See here I mentioned already the different terminology, change or filtering. Actually nothing but transform. Transform means you are changing from one form to another form. What is the change here occurring? In this ODS, you have big data and you are transforming it and you are converting into some information that you are storing in staging area. That is called what exactly the transform is. So E for extracting, T for transform, nothing but change or filtering something. After that, you will have some information. After that, you are loading. Where you are loading from staging area to, you are loading to DWH. That is what I mentioned already, feed. Actually, it is load, nothing but loading. So these are the three basic terminology in ETL testing we come across. E for extracting data from different sources, T for transforming data from ODS to staging area, L for loading the data after staging area to DWH. So DWH will have analytical data. Now, see, I can say here, see, OLTP means data in the beginning slide I have given. So now DWH can be called as OLAP, online application processing, because it is more structured data. It is more organized data. So you can see this. Now you see left is data, right is information. It means after doing so many changes, it means after extracting, after transfer, after loading, you are getting information. Now I go back to this thing. See, left side is data, unorganized. Right side is information, organized data. It means in between, this filtering means we apply ETL tools. So ETL generally a process. It is not simply, you can say, testing like. You have to do, some changes also in this. So OLTP is the data as an input, information, nothing but OLAP. ODS is the data that is stored in the beginning. DWH is the information. It means the information is more clear, more precise, more analytical. It means you are ready to give reports when the data is available in DWH format or in OLAP format or in organized format. So now, finally, in this demo, I'm going to give DWH characteristics. So you understand what exactly DWH concept, data warehouse concept. So in this, generally, the Bill Inman is the person in 1990 has given the first look about this, business intelligence tools like. So in that, the characteristics, the first characteristic is in the DWH, it is subject oriented. It is subject oriented. It means you have to stick to the particular subject of data, and that you have to extract, and you have to transfer, you have to send to the DWH particular subject. So the second thing is integrated. It means the data may come from different areas, but same data. Let us say the State Bank of India have different branches. That each branch will give same type of transactional data that you have to integrate. That is another character. Third one is non-volatile. Volatile means changing. Non-volatile means not changing. Like, see, in a particular period, you will collect the data. That generally doesn't change. But in a particular period to period, it will change again. So let us say today we have collected on April 1st, we have collected some data. It means the whole March data. And again, in May 1st, we collect all April data. It means the whole April data will not change. Whole March data will not change. From March to April, it will change again. So generally, in a particular period, it will not change. That is called non-volatile. But time variant, I just said, from April to March to April, the data will change. It means in a time frame, it will change. But in a fixed time or in a stipulated time, the data should not change. That is called what is non-volatile and what is time invariant. If it is time invariant, it is changing day by day like that. And some other key characteristics also there. These are the characteristics and some key characteristics also there. Like, let me take fifth one. That is called structured data. Just now I said, generally structured data means, I told you it is more organized. It means you will have an information. It means that is ready to give as a report or ready to give as a dashboard. Then it is historical. Historical data can be stored in DWH. It means the information from the past that can be stored in DWH. That's why it is historical data. And the other character is better response time. What is better response time means? Within short time, you have to give the outputs or the outcomes or the information that is asked by the business client. So that is what we call better response time. That can be given by using DWH. See, in the beginning, when the data is ready, at that time, if some information, if someone asks, that is very difficult to filter it. That is very difficult to report. But when the data is ready in DWH, it means structured data is ready. Then you can give response within short time. That is what actually better response time. And the last one is options for ad hoc queries. Option for ad hoc queries. It means when ad hoc queries means when there are many questions that are linked with that particular data. It means with little modifications or with little changes, if any query comes, that reports can be given once the data is ready in DWH. That is nothing but data warehouse concept. So this is the demo class that I have taken today. And if you have any doubts, I think you can come to interaction in the coming classes. Thank you. Thank you all.